Hi, my name is Margot Hammond, and my capstone project is the academic use of technology in the classroom. I chose this capstone project because I wanted to study how technology has changed learning in the classroom, and I wanted to look at the advantages and disadvantages of using technology in the learning process. I chose this project because I was a computer lab manager at an elementary school for 10 years, and now I'm an administrative assistant in the STEM department at my school district when we support computer science and mathematics. And I've also seen how my learning style has changed. When I first started classes at the University of Utah, right out of high school, I was an in-person student only. And at SUU, I've been an online student only. And so I have seen firsthand how that change has affected my learning style. My capstone project will impact educators and students. I want educators to be able to find ways to use technology in the classroom that will be most beneficial and effective for student education. Some of the advantages of using technology in the classroom, first of all, it makes students more engaged and helps them retain information. It accommodates multiple learning styles and encourages new ways to learn for today's student. It encourages collaboration. We've seen that with Teams and Canvas, especially during COVID-19. We were having to really use technology to educate our students. It provides instant feedback for teachers, which increases their efficiency. It encourages more communication between teachers and parents. Instead of having to make a phone call, you can email or send a Teams chat message. It prepares students for the future. It provides a wide variety of resources for students and up-to-date information. On the other hand, the disadvantages, there's excessive screen time, and sometimes students can lose track of time when they're using technology in the classroom and maybe not get to another assignment that needed to be done. There's also the loss of that human interaction. Instead of interacting with their classmates, they become too engaged in technology. Using technology can make students stay inside more, and there's less outdoor time, which can lead to obesity and inactivity in our children. There's also privacy concerns. By using technology, you're placing the identity of children at risk every day. The distractions, the presence of technology can be distracting to students. I have many times when I'd bring in the iPad cart to teach students, and instead of wanting to listen to the lesson, they wanted to get right on the iPads and were going over and just picking them up on their own. So it can be distracting when the teacher needs to speak to the students. It can also make cheating easier. There's a lot of unreliable sources on the internet, and students might not be able to understand the difference between what is fake and what is real. And then not all families can afford technology as a resource, so there's oftentimes an unequal access to technology. My favorite part of my capstone project was my informational interviews. One I interviewed by email and the other one in person. And both teachers that I'd worked with previously provided me with some great information. So my first interview was conducted with Tammy Gould, and she's a fourth grade teacher. And these were some key points that she gave me. She said, increased technology accessibility has provided for quicker access to current information. The flip side is that students believe assignments should be done just as quickly, which is a struggle because many don't take the time to produce quality work. There's also concern over how to conduct productive searches. She focuses on the 5 key things to look for in a credible resource. And just because you see it on the screen doesn't mean it's true. There's also concern about an inappropriate use of technology, and students have to be reminded daily about what is appropriate. And to conclude, she said she would love to see technology use decreased for K through 3rd grade, and focus on paper, pencils, scissors, folding, reading a real book, and developing social skills with classmates. Then she recommended introducing technology use slowly in grades 4 through 6, with a heavy emphasis on proper search engine use, critiques of sources, and selecting appropriate and credible information. My second interview was with Shannon Higley, and she's a 6th grade teacher. She said, technology has a big place in the educational world. Technology is needed for product creation, communication, and research. Students that are not tech savvy are at a disadvantage in their future endeavors. And advantages, she felt like students are actually learning the technology as it is being developed, and they are able to make professional looking products and differentiate things for any given task. Assignments can be posted online, done online, submitted, and graded all online. And she said that was instrumental during the pandemic. And one interesting thing is she said no more excuses for missing papers or no name papers. Disadvantages, she said, it's easy to get lost in the world of your own device. You have to really make an effort to talk to each other. Handwriting skills have decreased. Students are impulsive and have a hard time keeping their hands off their devices at inappropriate times or staying on the right website. I also found that to be true as in my computer lab manager job. It was hard to keep students focused. We'd be doing a Word assignment and they'd want to go play a game on the internet, or we'd be doing keyboarding and they would want to go to a website and do something else. So that is hard keeping students on task. The Utah State Board of Education Master Plan states, computer science is a foundational skill and should be taught to all students born in the 21st century. And I thought that was interesting how much importance they placed on that. The USB formed a computer science task force to establish a vision for computer science in the public education system. And to do that, they've got some key points. Develop and implement a statement K-12 framework for computer science. Start by engaging students at the elementary level. Develop a statewide strategy to communicate the value of computer science. Build capacity among educators at pre-service and in-service levels. Improve upon current course requirement to scaffold computer science learning K through 12, and ensure students can access a majority of the 19 computer science courses offered. So I thought those were important things that the state has mandated. In my personal experience, I taught keyboarding and Microsoft Office programs, Word, Excel, PowerPoint to K through 6 students for 10 years as a computer lab manager. Now I'm in my new position. I get to work with computer lab managers, and their focus has moved away from the keyboarding and Office products and is focused on computer science and coding. And I have just learned Python, which we are now piloting at some of our elementary schools. So it was hard for me to learn, and our students are learning that right now. And then down here, we talked about this earlier. During the pandemic, it was important for teachers to know Canvas, for students to be able to know Canvas, and our school district had to have one device per student so that they could do learning at home. So I feel like technology was very important at that point in time, and many students have elected to remain online students, and so they're continuing their education that way, which is very interesting. To conclude, the academic use of technology in the classroom is an essential skill students must have in our digital age. Students are learning technology as it is developed. There are disadvantages of using technology in the learning process, such as the loss of penmanship and social skills. However, the advantages of learning with the use of technology outweigh those if our students are going to be prepared to go to college or enter the workforce. Thank you for listening.